Let's have a look at our top stories. His Majesty King Mswati III led the nation in dancing the Ngwala at Buhleni residence. Her Majesty the Queen Mother continues to lead regiments in dancing the Ngwala at Lutsitsini residence. The Minister of Public Works and Transport, Chief Ndlalhlaza Ndwandwe, says to survive on the roads this festive season, Eswatini need to use roadworthy vehicles. And now the news in detail. His Majesty King Mswati III led the nation in dancing the Ngwala, which is now on its second day at Buhleni residence.
On the second day of the Ngwala at Buhleni Royal Residence, His Majesty King Mswati III led the nation in observing the ceremony, which continues to gain momentum. His Majesty the King was joined by Emakhosikati, their royal highnesses and princes, and regiments who came in their number of the Ngwala at the Royal Residence. They adhered to 19 nations still. With the Ngwala now nearing its final stages, the Tingacha regiment from the region is standing by, preparing to be summoned by His Majesty the King. On the news, I'm Sandile Makanya reporting at Buhleni Royal Residence in the whole region.
We apologize for the technical glitch in our outgoing report. Her Majesty the Queen Mother continues to lead regiments in dancing the Ngwala at Lutsitsini residence. Today marks the 11th day ever since the ceremony commenced.
After the trumpet marking the start of dancing the Ngwala was blown, Laqwebetelago, Lutango and Medians gathered and started dancing at Lutsitsini Royal Residence, where they are led by Her Majesty the Queen Mother. Also present were the Emakhosikati to His Majesty King Mswati III and the royal family. Today marks the 11th day of the Ngwala, and Eswatini continue to attend it at a very high note. The Ngwala commenced at Lutsitsini Royal Residence more than a week ago, when Their Majesties led regiments in dancing. His Majesty then proceeded to other royal residences, while Her Majesty continues to lead regiments at Lutsitsini Royal Residence. On the news, I'm Polile Mazia with Tabiso Dlamini at Lutsitsini Royal Residence.
The Minister of Public Works and Transport, Chief Ndlalhlaza Ndwandwe, says to survive on the roads this festive season, Eswatini need to use roadworthy vehicles. The Minister has been speaking when delivering the festive season road safety message on Tuesday.
On Tuesday, the Minister of Public Works and Transport, Chief Ndlalhlaza Ndwandwe, delivered his festive season road safety message in a press meeting. The meeting was joined by road safety stakeholders, including the Royal Eswatini Police Service, Fire and Emergency Services, Ministry of Health, and the Singapetelo MVA Fund. The minister said to survive on the road this festive season, Eswatini needs to adhere to all road safety precautions.
To survive on the roads this festive season, let us adhere to the following. Always ensure that your vehicle is roadworthy. Plan properly for any trip you intend to take, making sure you rest every 2 hours of driving or every 200 kilometers covered. Public transport vehicles as well as drivers must possess the requisite documentation authorizing them. Pedestrians must always be careful and cross at designated places. If they have to cross where such designation are not provided, make sure there is ample sight distance to ensure both the driver and pedestrian can see each other and only cross when it is safe to do so. Motorbike riders and cyclists must always use helmets to protect themselves against injury should a crash occur. No vehicles must overload. Farmers must ensure stray animals are kept away from roads and road reserves. As the country winds down the year, let us all be safe on the roads and ensure we are ready to start 2022 with vigor.
The minister further mentioned that the ministry in 2022 will be launching a new framework of approaching road safety aimed at reducing road deaths and serious injuries by 50% by 2030. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I am Samka Suekoza with Fuminko Sinsinisa Babane.
The Minister of Culture, Sports and Youth Affairs, Harris Bulunga, says to achieve the country's goal of eliminating HIV and AIDS, it calls for collaborative actions. The minister has been speaking during the International AIDS Candlelight Memorial held at his office in Babane.
Each year during the month of December, the world commemorates World AIDS Month. People around the world unite to show support for people living with HIV and to remember those who have died from AIDS-related illnesses through a Candlelight Memorial. On Tuesday, the Minister of Sports, Culture and Youth Affairs, Harris Bulunga, joined by the staff, hosted a Candlelight Memorial at the Ministry's offices in Babane. The Minister encouraged HIV-positive youth to adhere to the prescribed treatment.
Sikhutsata nje yonke insha ngetigaba tayo noma ngile kuma sports noma ngile ku arts and culture or creative space nensha nje jikelele ukuthi ayichubeke ithathe isimo sayo se-HIV nokuthi tihlole leyo leseyitihlolile mhlambe akhanza ukuthi seyinayo lelo gciwane seyiphila nalo ichubeke ilandzele imigomo lebekiwe ukuthi ithathe i-medication yayo ngendlela yakhona. Siyathi sonke ukuthi kuba ne-HIV akusho ukuthi seyi-life sentence engcakatheni kulesigaba leso. Kepha-ke sewungaphila nje uchubeke u-achieve tonke tifiso takho lobofisa uti-achieve empilweni uphila nalo ligciwane. So lo ulandzela lo mgomo lobekiwe we-treatment ukuthi uthathe amaphilisi akho ngendlela lefanele. So silitiko nje sithi asihlanganyele kanye nawo wonke umuntu kule nyanga ya December kukhumbuteni lokho.
The theme for the 2021 observance is Ending the HIV Epidemic, Equitable Access and Everyone's Voice. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I am Samka Suekoza with Fuminko Sinsinisa Babane.
The Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Education and Training, Begi Gama, says the ministry is looking towards strengthening programs that will ensure young adolescent girls are given the right information on menstrual hygiene. Gama says this will allow school-going girls to be able to attend school every day. Gama was speaking when receiving a donation of sanitary pads and sanitizers from the Good Hands Foundation based in South Korea.
The Ministry of Education and Training received a donation of sanitary pads and sanitizers from the Good Hands Foundation from South Korea. When presenting the donation, Daniel Kim says the main objective of the donation is to encourage and ensure menstrual hygiene among young adolescent girls.
We also working with the school health team from Ministry of Health to educating them when we distribute sanitary pads, especially hygiene issues, all for the girls in the school in Eswatini.
The Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Education and Training, Peggy Kama, says the ministry is working on ensuring that menstrual hygiene and also sanitary pads are provided to young girls who do not afford sanitary pads.
We are in the process as a ministry we're trying to strengthen the menstrual health management program for girls and young women. This program is very important in the education sector because it plays a critical role in the retention of girls within the school system. We as a ministry, we do treasure really the dignity that is afforded to our young girls and other female students. And this is actually articulated clearly in the care and support for teaching and learning, which is a framework that is run by the Guidance and Counseling Department.
The donation is worth 50,000 emalangeni. For Eswatini TV News Sondomlangeni, Babane.
The Kingdom of Eswatini, through relevant stakeholders, is in a process of developing a climate change national adaptation plan. According to the climate change policy expert Ngamiso Mhlanga, the plan will allow their stakeholders to ensure that they put in place adaptation programs and policies. Mhlanga was speaking during a stakeholder meeting held in Eswatini.
Relevant stakeholders in issues of climate change met to continue with the development of the Climate Change National Adaptation Plan. According to the climate change policy expert, Ngamiso Mhlanga, the National Adaptation Plan will assist in policy making.
So we're taking stock of what policies are there that are actually integrating climate change across the different sectors. We're taking stock of the opportunities. We're taking stock of the gaps that we need to cover. We are taking stock of the strengths that our different sectors are having that to inform the development of the adaptation plan. Developing the plan is a process. It's not a one-day thing. So it's a process that is holistic in nature, trying to look at different components such as what information is there. So we need to develop a plan that will cover the gaps, but we also need to develop a plan that is forward-looking and making sure that all aspects of climate change are actually addressed holistically across all the sectors and across all levels. That's when we mean across all levels, we mean at government level, at community level, and at all stakeholders also. We are looking at that. Who are those that needs to play a role? We are looking at the role of private sector. We are looking at the role of media. We are looking at the role of vulnerable groups such as people living with disabilities. This is a plan that takes into account all the sectors and all the forms of different groupings that are there.
Mhlanga says the media is also a key stakeholder that will help to disseminate information, especially in issues of climate change. For Eswatini TV News Sondomlangeni with Muslim Konda in Ezulwini.
The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, FAO, is currently conducting a global food system assessment in 53 countries, including Eswatini. This has been said by agricultural economist at FAO, Cuthbert Kambanje, during an interview with the Eswatini TV News team.
The 2020 African Regional Overview of the Food Security and Nutrition indicates that the number of hungry people on the African continent has risen by 47.9 million since 2014 and now stands at 250 million. Agricultural economist at the Food and Agriculture Organization in the United Nations in Eswatini, Cuthbert Kambanje, says FAO, in partnership with the European Union, is currently conducting a global system assessment in 53 countries, including Eswatini.
The assessment itself is about generating evidence which feeds into policy processes to come up with solutions to address the food and nutrition security challenges which the country faces. So it is basically going to inform policies, to inform development of programs that are important to address these issues.
The assistant representative at FAO Eswatini, Councillor Maboza, laid down the challenges in food production.
the changes in the climate change, that has affected the country so much that, we are not able to, to come up with good harvest. And the reason is because, as long as we continue, doing our conventional agriculture and farming and not changing to suit the conditions that are there now, we will not be able to get good harvest and be able to feed ourselves.
To further ensure food security in the country, the Ministry of Agriculture, in collaboration with the FAO, is currently working on a national agriculture investment plan. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I am Samgal Suekoza with Fumiko Sinsinesa Babane.
The Business Eswatini's Chief Executive Officer Inati Dlamini says they are looking towards advancing and supporting disabled persons projects in all the regions of the country. Dlamini was speaking in Lobamba during the official unveiling of the structure and projects for the disabled persons at Lobamba in Kundla.
Business people who are disabled have been provided with a structure courtesy of the UNFPA. According to Business Eswatini's Chief Executive Officer Inati Dlamini, Emaswati are urged to support the project. He says that they plan and wish to advance such project to all the regions of the country and Nkundla centers for disabled persons to be able to work and be independent.
Kuze sifike lapha kumele siyofika khona sisupporta sithenga ngoba nathi sibathengi kakhulu letinto letendekako lapha nalabanye bathenga nje nathi siyathenga so bathe angitshele lokho nekubonga ikakhulu makedoki.
The director of East Garment, Toki Hao, says the project has employed over 20 disabled persons. She says that some of the bags produced under the structure are supplied to Pick and Pay and some shops around Ezulwini. She says the main aim of this project is to give disabled persons an opportunity to be independent. Nomcebo Dlamini, representing the disabled persons, says the project is a dream come true as they will be able to work and make money. Dlamini says they will ensure that the structure is maintained properly.
Display showing is velile ngoba nathi sithi nathi la ngena khona nathi sifuna kungena sibonga itiko ngosi yami la commerce. I can't forget lelihambe nathi nje kusukela ekuqaleni sitoqala le business lena nje ngemshini lesuke through commerce asebenza ngababe manyathi former microfinance manje legama singilikhohle leselishintshile but nje siyabonga bazalwane kakhulu. We can't say thank you enough. We've got a lot in Kambesinga, but in Jessiabonga Maretok.
Dlamini says they are open to working with men as disabled persons are creative and are able to deliver amazing work. For Eswatini TV News, Sondomlangini in Lobamba.
And now we'll have a look at our financial report.
Standard Bank. It can be.
Good evening once again. You are still watching Eswatini TV. Let's have a look at our sports news. President of Eswatini Taekwondo Federation, Candlelight, says the recent performance by the under-17 Taekwondo artists in Region 5, where they collected 4 gold medals and a bronze medal, is in line with the strategic plan of the current executive committee, which is to produce artists who will compete head and shoulders with their counterparts from the region.
Eswatini Taekwondo Federation continue to represent the country well when it comes to international competition. The federation represented the country in the recent Region 5 Youth Games, where they returned home with 4 gold medals and 1 bronze. The performance by the youth has pleased the association's president, Candlelight, who went on to mention that when the current executive committee took office back in 2017, it was in their priority to ensure that the country get excellent podium finish in the Region 5 Games.
Office as president,
President Candlelight said that the performance did not take them by surprise, as they knew what to expect the moment they sent the team to the games. He went on to clarify that had the athletes got more time to train for the games, we could be talking about more medals for the country.
Let's be part of Region 5 because I know our kids will showcase in the Region 5.
He concluded emphasizing that youth and grassroots programs by the association will continue even next year, without neglecting once again that whenever they get a chance to represent the country, podium finish is the priority. For Eswatini TV Sports, Fabrice Msonera, Babane.
Athletics Association of Eswatini Secretary General Toba Mazibugo says the recent performance by the under-17 athletics team in the Region 5 Games held in Lesotho gives them hope that come next year's edition in Malawi, the country will collect gold medals.
The recent performance by the Athletics Association of Eswatini, where 3 bronze medals were collected in the Region 5 Youth Games that were held in Lesotho, is indeed a sign that the future of the youngsters in the sport is indeed bright. The association's Secretary General Toba Mazibugo says there is no doubt next year's tournament the country will get gold medals under athletics.
We're looking forward to the next games, which will be in Malawi at the end of 2022. The team that we currently have will be maintained to be part of that team that is going forward. Some may remember that we initially had a team of 20 athletes and had to narrow down to 10. We are still going to maintain a squad of 20 that will work through as we prepare for the next Region 5 Games in Malawi. We do hope that other partners that we have will indeed come on board as we prepare, because we do want to raise the country's flag high. In the next preparation, we target to have even more medals than what we had. Our technical team is going to sit and review the results and then strategize on how best we can move forward in order to achieve even better than what we did now. Otherwise, we want to appreciate the athletes that came back with the medals, the whole team, because they worked as a team, and as well as the individual medals from Lihle Kenyans and Bakona Skonza, and their club and coach, Muzmabuza. We also wish to appreciate them as well. Thank you.
The next event will be staged in Malawi in 2022. The association is, however, confident that international competitions prior to the main event will be arranged as the preparations for the athletes. For Eswatini TV Sports, Fabrice Msonera, Babane.
That's all for now. Before we conclude, let's have a look at our top stories.
His Majesty King Mswati III led the nation in dancing Candlelight at Buhleni Wa residence. Her Majesty the Queen Mother continues to lead regiments in dancing Candlelight at Lutsitsini Wa residence. The Minister of Public Works and Transport, Chief Ndlahlaza Ndwandwe, says to survive on the roads this festive season, Eswatini need to use roadworthy vehicles.
And with that, we sum up our bulletin for the evening. Up next is the weather update from myself and the team. Thank you for your company. Good night.